Welcome, and thank you all for joining us for this Art in the Libraries virtual program. I'm Sally Brown, Exhibits Coordinator for WVU Libraries. As a reminder, this session is being recorded and will be documented on the library's website for public viewing. We welcome questions and discussion in the chat box, and we'll address at the end of this discussion, when we will also open up for anyone to share their own mask. We will also post a survey link to get your feedback on this session. The face mask has become a symbol of our times, an emblem to illustrate the COVID-19 contagion. It is also a signal of caring and a gesture of community amidst the upheaval of our daily life. Last spring and summer, working remotely as exhibits coordinator, I, along with most people, had to rethink my position and how the exhibits and creative work are being experienced and communicated. Part of that meant starting this virtual program series, thanks to my silent co-host, interdisciplinary librarian Beth Torin, which has proven very fun and popular way to engage and discuss art and our exhibits and topics. Along with living during COVID, of course, is the mask wearing, experiencing the various evolution of mask wearing mandates on and off campus, and the growing significance, and with that, the growing anxiety of this and what it means. We're in a pandemic. When we see it constantly like never before, I thought an interesting way of engaging, seeing, and discussing this way of life would be to create an online exhibit featuring community members with their masks, whether gifted, bought, created, or otherwise imagined. Of course, many projects and programs of the like are being done, not only to discuss and encourage mask wearing, but to record this unique time. Our own West Virginia and Regional History Center is currently asking for volunteers to document their experiences of this extraordinary time to capture and preserve the impact of COVID-19 pandemic in our community. And I think Beth is going to paste a link to that call. This virtual program, featuring two of the folks featured on the online exhibit, as well as a few others, is an extension of that, a way to come together and engage and connect during this crazy time. I want to welcome Suzanne, Allison, Matthew, and Kristi to share about their masks wearing and wearing masks in your lives. So I'll start with Suzanne. Your mask won the most ironic in the exhibit. Many teachers can probably relate to it. Tell us about how you came to get this and wear this mask and what mask wearing means to you right now.
Thank you, Sally. So you saw my picture scroll up earlier of a mask that a student made for me, actually, and she's here with us today. This is the mask. It says it's in the syllabus, which is exactly what I would say if I didn't have a mask on. And so it's kind of perfect that I have one that says that, so I don't even have to, use words anymore. It's printed right on my face. I asked my former student, Allison Barker, if she could make this mask for me because she had an Etsy store that had, different masks and things printed on them. And she was able to do that for me. Actually, I got a couple different ones with different fonts and colors of ink. So I thought it was really great. And I'm very thankful that she was able to accommodate my request because I thought it was useful for me. I do want to say that another student made a mask for me, though. This one is sewn. It's a flying WV mask. So it's perfect for me and for her because she's a mountaineer as well. And some other people had made masks for me, too, including a former student's mother who found some Harry Potter fabric and knew I was a Harry Potter fan. And even though I had her kids 7 or 8 years ago, she found this stuff, found my address, mailed it to me. And my mother, of course, has been sewing her whole life, and she decided to make an Elvis Presley mask for me because I'm from Tennessee. So I thought it was pretty funny. The only picture I submitted to your collection, of course, was the mask that Allison made, and I'd like to just thank Allison for that and let her talk for a second about her experience in making masks for her customers.
Sure. So yeah, I started my Etsy page back in August where I was making masks. I was trying to find a way that might make it more fun for people to feel like they want to wear a mask and have it not just be a blank, boring, little mask on your face. So Suzanne actually messaged me with her idea. I thought it was so funny because I'm sure professors say that probably 100 times a day to their students. So it was a pretty funny idea. And she actually shared it on her Facebook page. So I got a few more sales of that same design from other professors at WVU. So yeah.
Cool. Do you still sell on Etsy?
Yeah, I actually had to put my shop on on a vacation mode for a little while because I started a new job and I was thankfully too busy to do it at the same time as working a full-time job. So I am planning on bringing it back with some St. Patty's Day designs and things like that soon. So yeah, I can share the link. I saw someone in the chat ask. I'll send a link to that.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks. And Matthew, you teach at WVU and also work as a school counselor. Your mask wearing puppet is a big part of your work. Is that right? Tell me about how mask wearing plays a role in your days, life, work, and how your mask puppet helps out with this.
Right, are you ready?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
It's all right. There's not a lot of people.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Are you scary?
They don't look too scary.
Okay.
Ready? I'll count to 3.
Okay. You count or you don't need to count?
I'll count and then you come up.
Okay.
Ready?
1, 2.
No, I'll count and you come up on 3.
Okay.
1, 2.
Hey! Oh, hi. You see my necklace?
I think it's backwards.
Wash your hands.
Right.
Wash your hands.
That's right. That's what we say to the kids all the time.
That's right. Oh, hi. Look at all these people. There's like 200.
No, it's not. There's 17.
Oh, hi.
It's not. It's about how many we see in a class right now.
Yeah, it's true.
So we decided to share Emily's mask because my administration, my principals had said, this is definitely a weird thing.
That's for sure.
And we wanted a way to make it less weird for kids. And normally we don't have something on our face, and especially for kids that can feel, really kind of trapped. What's a good word?
Scary?
Scary. Feel kind of trapped, right? To have something on your face.
Yeah, that's true.
But, we knew we have to do it, and we know that that's the best thing that we can do to keep ourselves safe.
Yeah.
And so what we wanted to do with my principals, like I said, is we wanted to make it less scary, try and normalize it, talk about not just wearing the mask, but what else we can do to stay safe.
Like wash your hands.
That's right. And so I have a virtual office because sometimes we're remote, sometimes we're doing blended where kids come half the time.
A through L and M through Z.
That's right. A through L and M through Z, right? And so then sometimes we're remote and sometimes we're blended, and maybe right now they're saying we'll be back full time.
Hey, nobody really knows.
We'll see. That's the plan right now, is everybody's going to come back.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. In my virtual office, we just did a video to post it up because it's hard to get into every classroom, even though the kids that are there, we don't want to be going,
hey, that's Nate.
You're getting distracted.
I'm sorry, I saw myself.
All right. We just wanted to have a way that all the kids could see it. So we posted a video and put some things up on our YouTube channel.
Make sure you like on YouTube.
No, we're not doing it to get popularity on our YouTube channel. That's not why we're doing it.
Smash the like button.
No, don't tell me to do that. That's not what we're worried about. We're worried about letting our kids see it.
Talk about the feelings.
Oh, yes. So we've also been doing some video on feelings too, and that's where we kind of came back to the masks. We've talked about anger and fear, and that we're not wearing the mask so much that we're scared. It's more that
just a little worried.
Right. Just we don't want to get sick. So we're doing it not out of fear specifically, more just out of worry and to be safe. Just like when we have snow days or when we have 2-hour delays and we want to take our time driving, we can't drive like we normally would.
Yeah, or you would end up in the ditch.
Right. So just a little worry. And so trying to normalize that for kids, and also giving a way to the parents to talk to their kids, because a lot of parents were saying, how much do I say to my kids? What's the right things to say? And so that's really why we did it, to try and help normalize it and let everybody know that we're all feeling that way.
Hey,
What?
can you show my crown?
Listen,
What?
it's not a crown.
Oh, they don't know that.
All right. So we got the things you can put in your mask to keep it off your face.
It's a crown.
It's not. All right.
Put it on my head.
All right.
Beautiful.
It looked more like a yarmulke than a crown.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. All right. So we talked about those things. We talked about the different things that we can use. Right now, so the CDC is saying even maybe double masking. So we've got some different ones that we hear, more the KN95 that offers a little more protection.
Yeah, and then the cloth one on top.
Right, the cloth one on top. So sort of to wrap up.
Good, because you are talking a lot.
No, Sally says to talk.
Well, this is too much.
So basically, we've just been using stickers.
Yeah, but we have to get new ones every day.
Right, we have to get new ones every day because if we're wearing a cloth mask, we have to wash it. So we pick a few different ones every day.
I like the butterflies.
Yes, you do. You love the butterflies. But we take them off at the end of the day and wash it, and then we get a new one.
That's right. And we wash our hands.
Yes. All right.
Is that good?
I think that's good.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a nap, and you let me know if you need me again.
All right, you take a nap, and we'll come get you.
Okay.
I was going to ask about your YouTube page. Is it public?
Yeah, it is. It should be.
Is it you too? Like, what's the?
I think it's called like Skyview Elementary Counselor or something like that.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find the link.
Yeah, we want 1 million followers.
No, that's not what we're worried about. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
Nice. Cool. Thank you so much. And Kristi, you are a mascot. Yay. Tell us about that experience and what it means to you and what it means to campus.
All right, great. Hi, everyone. First of all, this is so exciting. What a really unique topic and something to talk about. Masks have just become normal for me. I find myself, not taking it off. Like I'm in the car driving. I'm like, wait a minute, I could take this off now. It's just become something normal. So I'm excited to kind of spend a few minutes talking about, what it means and how we've kind of made this part of our norms and our culture in society right now, which is a good thing. So early on, a lot of you may have also been asked, the university did a campaign. Really, the goal was before students came back to campus that we kind of showed them that, hey, masking is fun. Masking is something we're all doing. We can enjoy it. It can look good. It can be something that you kind of show your personality, but you do it for other people. And so I was asked to be one of these mascot wearers because I have a unique connection between the community and our students. So it was really a nice connection to say, I live in the community and I work at the university. So I want us all to be safe. And this is kind of my way, my small way of helping bridge that connection and showing people, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to bring the students back and be excited about that. So we did a few photo shoots and, I love social media and trying out different things. So did a few different photos of wearing the mask in different ways, doing different things with the mask to show that, it's fine and it's normal. Even somebody like me who talks a lot and who is really expressive can find ways to make your eyes and your expressions and your movements still express the things you want, even when you're completely covered up in a mask. You can still be excited and talk to your students through your eyes and through your motions. So I wanted to make sure that when students came back, they felt like even the faculty and staff and the community members in town were going to do the same things they're doing. It's for the benefit of everyone. And I thought it was just a really cool campaign to be a part of. I love the university, so I wanted to make sure that I was showing community members, hey, we're doing what we can to make things, safe for students to return. So in that, I was able to, explore tons of different masks. We have associations that have taken advantage of putting logos on masks. My very first mask, when they used to make these, I don't know if you guys remember the first masks where they made them like in the 3-ply and you had to pull them apart. And now to even the fact the doctor's masks coming in black, which is super stylish. So I understand. So we had to get a bunch of black masks to wear too. So just kind of being creative about what you wear, but just understanding it's part of your routine and part of your kind of small little thing to do to show that you're trying to really get through this together as one. So I was really happy to be involved and glad that the university pushed such a really cool campaign.
Cool. Thank you, Kristi. And I'd love to open it up to anyone here who would like to share their mask. Feel free to unmute. I don't see any questions, but feel free to post questions in the chat box for our guests. Raise your hand.
I have a quick question, Sally, if you don't mind, if I could kick it off. I would love to hear stories about how glasses wearers like Suzanne, and I see you too, Beth. I'm not a normal glasses wearer. I just do it so that I can see better on Zooms. How in the world are we managing this? What's the best tips and tricks to wear glasses and a mask?
I have no advice for you. I put my glasses up on my head when I'm wearing a mask because they get all foggy. I think there is a secret weapon out there, but I don't know what it is. So if I'm at the grocery store or driving or something, I don't need my glasses. It's when I'm doing up close work that I need it. And usually I'm in my living room, so I don't have to wear my mask. So the weird time when both of those things collide, I have to wear glasses and a mask, I'm completely useless. And I just take my glasses off and put them up on my head. Deborah must know something.
I know the hack is putting a Band-Aid on top of the mask, because it's the seal. If your glasses are fogging, you've got a bad seal. So you've got to, it's actually a good thing because you know that you don't have a good fit, and fit's really important. So yeah, and then I put it up high. I put it under under my glasses and like kind of put it down firmly down on. But yeah, a little cloth Band-Aid will help a lot.
I glue it to your face. That's what you're saying.
I do that too. I put my glasses like on top of the mask to seal it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can clip it there as well. I mean, the masks that have the metal band across the top, that's the one that has to conform to the shape of your nose. That's what seals it. So those, I have some, like a normal one here. Yeah, if I'm just wearing something, I wear glasses all the time and have since 3rd grade. So, but, I just say you have to have something that is, like Beth said, it has to be tight on there. And I generally only use the ones if I'm going to be out where there's a band of metal that actually seals it against my nose. So that is the only thing that I found to work consistently.
So I can share. I don't wear glasses, but my husband does. And, recently we've been recommended to double mask. And my husband said he started doing that, and that has actually helped the fogging of the glasses tremendously for him too.
I use athletic tape, and even with a metal band, it still never seemed to do. I must breathe out more than normal or whatever. So yes, I always have this little blue strip under my eyes on the top of my mask.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, go ahead, Martin.
I was just gonna say, there are people who would tell you that you can put something on your glasses as well, the anti-fog thing. And I've never found that to work very well at all. So it really is sealing the mask, not fixing the glasses.
And Martin was also in the online exhibit. He had a few masks, and then he had a cute little stuffed animal dog with the mask on it. Oh, there he is. So cute. Anyone else have a mask story, a favorite mask to share?
You can also wear glasses without lenses. That's what I do.
Yeah, her glasses don't have lenses in them, so that's maybe that's an option.
Yeah.
Just for fashion.
Right.
That's the future right there.
Loves glasses. Well, anybody else have any questions or want to share anything? That Allison's Etsy link is in the chat, and the Skyview Elementary YouTube is in the chat.
Oh, Matt, can she model her mask? I'm not sure everybody saw it.
So yeah, well, no.
Yeah, tell them what you did. Tell them how you messed up.
All right, so on Friday, we left school and we always just keep our mask at school. So my plan was this morning, we would go get it from the school. But with the ice and the snow and everything, we didn't make it. And the other part of that is when you go into the school and like nobody's there, like on the weekend or something, then I have to tell the principal,
Miss Cox.
yeah, and then she has to tell the custodians, and then they have to disinfect like your path throughout the building. So instead of go through all that, with the weather, and plus, I don't want the custodians to be upset with me having to disinfect just because I went into the building.
Yeah, you want them on your good side.
Yeah, that's right. You always take care of your custodians, cooks, and secretaries.
That's right.
So that's why we didn't have it today. So, but you can check out the picture and what we did for the exhibit.
Yes, it's super cute. And Stuart in the chat says her camera's not working, but she has a mask with that is the cover of a rare book. She's the rare books curator at the West Virginia Regional History Center. Oh, send me a picture if you can. Very cool.
Sally, are you all still taking pictures for your exhibit?
We can add them if you'd like to send any more. Good.
I might take a picture with my Elvis mask and send it over to you.
Yeah, that's cute. Did you show everyone that one?
I don't know if I showed him or not, but it's pretty wild. It's Elvis Presley. I don't know if he's coming out good and strong there. Elvis Presley. And the back is musical notes. So my mom was really creative in making that one, show my Tennessee roots.
Yep, I love it.
Or is that the music to Hound Dog or something like that?
It might be.
Nice.
Well, I have to say, I love the fact that if there's a lot of places, like if you order something, they throw in a mask or something like that. I thought we were going to have maybe 4 or 5 masks. I have about 30 right now. I mean, they were just seem to show up. I'll see something. I'm like, hey, I got to have that. So, I have baseball. I'm a huge baseball nut. So I have baseball masks. I have, musket masks. They're all over the place. Halloween, we bought a ton. We never went out for Halloween, but we bought a ton of Halloween masks. So, I just thought it was cool. And trying to hit Etsy people all the time. I mean, I have a bunch of them that are homemade. I mean, I'd rather send my money to those people than to somebody else, so I try to do that just to help, somebody. So.
That's cool. Yeah, a lot of local artists like Allison have been making and selling masks, creative masks. So that's really cool. I agree.
Yeah, it's funny, when I first started doing it, it was not really like a thing to be putting designs on masks, and now you see everybody has custom everything. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty funny thing to see.
Another thing that has come up, and Allison, you might add to your Etsy site, is a little cleaner, because now we're seeing a lot of makeup artists and a lot of face cleansing things come out with the mask. You get a mask and you get a little bottle of cleanser to come with it, because boy, that is changing, a lot of things that are happening in our, face while wearing the mask all day or teaching and talking in it. So that's the next to come is skincare, and looking at, how are we taking care of, ourselves in terms of having these masks on. So
very true.
I saved a lot of money on lipstick. So
what's the longest you had to wear one? Because I think maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours is the longest I ever had to wear one, and that was I had to get my car fixed, so I had to be there and I couldn't do anything. But yeah. I found at the end of 2.5, maybe 3 hours, it was like, well, it's not that bad, but I don't wear lipstick. I don't wear, that kind of thing. So, well, not that I'm going to tell you about anyway, but it was, it was a really weird thing to get done for 3 hours and then take it off. And I was like, wow, I got through it. But, I don't have to wear it for 6 hours, which I can't even imagine. So
Neither healthcare workers. And
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like educators like Matt wearing it all day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's especially, I mean, I usually get to the school about 8, and then if it's 12:30, 1 o'clock by the time I get lunch, that's really the only opportunity once I'm in my office by myself. And yeah, it's on for sometimes 4.5, 5 hours. And yeah, it is, I mean, but now it is, I think, getting used to it. So it's, but yeah, it's weird. I think I have an intern now too, a school counseling intern. So she sits like, she has a space in my office, 6 feet away. But we will sometimes talk while we're eating, and it's weird just to take it off and hear that, just the tone of the voice is weird to, so yeah, it's interesting.
My friend Kelly signed on. Kelly, you're in the public schools. How long do you wear your masks every day?
I go to work and get there at 8, and I'm out by 3:45, and I probably get, of course, the half-hour lunch break. But other than that, mask is on the entire time.
Wow. Yeah.
How are kids doing with it, especially in the elementary schools? Are they complying? Is it easy for them, hard, or?
The kids are doing actually really well. The teachers do give mask breaks. It may be a quick walk outside, especially, well, not with the cold weather, but before the cold weather, it was a quick walk outside. They'll let them separate, more than 6 feet, take it off for just a few moments and stick it right back on. The kids are doing amazing with it. The kids that I work with, of course, they do not, because I'm with special ed. So they really struggle with it.
Yeah.
And I know my principal has had to buy some specifically kid-sized ones too, because we had some kids, they were falling off and down over the nose and things. So she picked some up that were kid-specific, which was cool too. I was surprised. I think one of my concerns was some kids who would say, bringing in their parents' thoughts of they don't do anything or they don't work or there's no point. But honestly, for the most part, I think just saying it is what it is, and we have to wear them. And so I think having that expectation is, I've had one maybe who's made a comment, but still had the mask on. So that's fine. You're allowed to think whatever you want, but you keep your mask on. So yeah, I was a little hesitant about that and worried, but kind of like Kelly said, I mean, for the most part, yeah, some of the special ed students as well, but really they're even students with autism, I think, are doing a fine job. So yeah.
Really quickly, I just also wanted to know if anybody else is on the same page. I feel like I'm having a little catharsis here, getting things out that I've been thinking. But I realized lately, just recently, every time I sneeze now, like I recognize it for like days, and I remember that sneeze that happened at 3:15, and why did I sneeze at 3:15, and what was happening, and all of that. And I've sneezed for 46 years, but now I recognize every single sneeze. It's the same thing with my mask. At the beginning, I would jump out of my car and go in the store, and then like Batman realize, oh my God, my mask, and run back to my car. But now when I'm in someplace, if I for some reason haven't put my mask on yet, I almost feel nervous and an anxiety of not being covered. I wonder if anybody else is feeling that same kind of anxiety, and how are we going to transition back into being freely around people once we are getting used to being so covered and protected? I don't know.
I have to say, even with like watching TV shows or anything, when they don't have masks on and they're like in a group setting, like, why don't they have a mask on? I'm like, wait, it's not even real life. Like it's, but it's a funny thing. Like your mind just notices it all over the place now, even if it's not COVID related, in a show.
Worry about transitioning back into real kind of communications, and is that going to cause any kind of issues, and how are we going to manage that kind of social distancing, or now allowing us back together, and is that going to cause any kind of issues? I just think that's interesting.
I was just going to say mask wearing is common in other parts of the world. So, maybe we will keep it for longer, or maybe we'll keep it, permanently. Maybe it will become more accepted, shall we say. I mean, I've been on several airplanes where people wore masks the entire time they were on an airplane. Now they took it off to go through security, but they immediately put them back on. So, I mean, I've seen it. This was, pre-COVID. But I don't know. I think it might last a lot longer. And certainly people who have colds or don't feel well wearing a mask, I mean, you shouldn't be going to school or going to work. Let me just throw that out there. But still, wearing a mask, that's looking out for your fellow human being. That's not a bad thing.
I recently, I keep my mask in the car a lot. And so I don't have to think about grabbing them all the time. And I recently drove a vehicle that I hadn't driven for quite a while and went to the grocery store and got into the grocery store and realized, because I do the same thing. I walk up to the door and go, oh man, I don't have my mask. Go back to the car, get it, come back. But I didn't have one because I didn't have the right car. And I took a real deep breath and went into the grocery store and went up to the kiosk immediately and ripped one open and put it on immediately. And I did pay for it, of course, at the end of my shopping trip. But it was like, somebody's going to yell at me. Somebody's going to tackle me. Somebody's going to do something to me if I don't get my mask on immediately.
Well,
so now there's a mask in that car too.
I sneeze really loudly. I don't know if anybody on this call has heard me, but I sneeze impossibly loud. And so if I feel one coming, I walk away from people. But it's actually difficult to keep the mask on when that's going to happen. So I've seen people take their mask off to sneeze and it's like, what? But I get it. If you sneeze like me, I mean, you don't want that on your face. I mean, it's all gone. I mean, you have to change masks if that's the case.
Well, I will say that I really like knowing that masks are available everywhere right now. A year ago, almost a year ago, when the university first did the closure right there at spring break, we didn't even know we needed to wear masks at that point yet. But as it became apparent, it was almost impossible to find a mask. And so people were, even me, looking at YouTube videos of how to make a mask out of an old t-shirt or whatever, just to make do until production could increase. And actually, I think that's why I ended up on Allison's site, because I only had makeshift masks, and I would order one or two off the internet and it wouldn't be right. It didn't fit around the ears or what have you. But those surgical masks just weren't available for the longest time. Well, yesterday I was, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, I was at Aldi, and Aldi had 4 different varieties of masks that were, the disposable type. They had kid size, adult size, regular colors, bright colors at Aldi. And I'm like, a year ago, that didn't even happen. That was nowhere to be seen. And now they're just absolutely everywhere. So it kind of gives me some hope that we've figured out a few things, and products that we need will be more available. So it makes me pretty happy.
When I first started making the masks, I had a hard time finding the ones that I was using, to the point that my mom in New Jersey was finding them and shipping them to me in Virginia because she would go to the store and see them. She's like, do you want me to grab 7 packs? I'm like, yes, get all of them, send them to me now. So I had a hard time finding stuff too, to be able to even make them and sell them.
Yeah, I remember my first was a bandana with rubber bands.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're in sheets. They're everywhere. Everyone's making them. So it's a huge change from a year ago. I can't even believe that's a year ago. Thank you all for sharing. I think this has been a great discussion. And does anyone else have any other topics to ask, share?
I did want to throw out too with the double masking.
The Kit Kat.
No, not a Kit. It's called a K95. No, it's not a Kit Kat.
It starts with a Kit Kat.
No. because they're a little more firm, the one that's underneath. Honestly, I feel like the double mask is more comfortable than just the cloth one, in my opinion. So, with some of the younger teachers like myself, who the vaccine just ended, the rollout ended at our age level.
How old are you?
That's not important. So then, the best next thing is to do the double mask. And so anyway, I just want to throw that out. Honestly, I feel like it's a little more comfortable having the K95.
Kit Kat.
It's a little more solid underneath, and then the cloth one on top. I think it's a little more comfortable.
Then the crown.
Yes, than your plastic crown. Yes.
What is that plastic thing? It goes underneath.
It just goes right on your nose.
It goes on your head.
No, it goes on your, and then just, I guess the goal was to just keep the cloth so you're not sucking it in when you talk, and to offer a little, buffer between your face and the mask. But I didn't really like them as much. I tried, but I like the double ones better, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I have that little plastic thing too, and it does, Kristi, preserve your lipstick. So that's a pretty important thing, because your mask isn't too close to your face. I mean, Kelly, you're laughing, but you know how I am about my lipstick. So the thing is that plastic thing goes around your mouth, and it might mess up your foundation or your powder if you wear those things, but not much, because it doesn't stick to your face. It just kind of rests on your face. And it makes it really easy to project your voice if you're in front of a group. And you don't necessarily need it if you're going to the grocery store, but if you're in front of a group of people, that's when I use those the most. And I just bought those, I think, on Amazon, although I've seen people printing them with 3D printers around Morgantown, so they're available in all kinds of places. I think it's called a mask nest, maybe, or something like that. A mask. Oh, I don't remember exactly what it was, but the thing that goes under the mask, Google that and you'll find it.
Cool, thanks. I was going to ask too, how are students doing on campus? It seems like people are wearing them. They're good. That's good in classes and stuff.
I have had great experiences. I've been teaching on campus every semester, and I can feel completely safe. The university has gone above and beyond to have materials and PPE and everything prepared. The distancing is great in class and obvious, and the students listen and do exactly what they're told. Even after class, when they come to talk to you, they abide by the 6 feet and respect the mask. So far, I have been super lucky in all of the classes that I've been teaching, and I feel completely safe.
Awesome. Good.
Okay, I was driving downtown last weekend, and there was a sorority rush. It was, freezing cold. They were wearing their Daisy Dukes, and there were 30 of them, and they were packed together and not a mask among them. Just want to say.
No.
And I don't feel safe coming to campus, and I think we're expecting too much of them to be, exemplary. And I think there's been some improvement. But I see an awful lot of students without masks and just pulling them down. And so.
Just like any population, I guess. Can you get free ones on campus? Like when you go to CVS, it's like, you must wear a mask, but if you forgot it, here's a free one. It's like, oh, that's cool. So
yeah, every classroom has a box of masks.
Wow, that's good.
And then also we have vending machines with masks and hand sanitizer all over campus that you can get with your student ID. And they're readily accessible everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Cool. I should probably know that. Well, cool. This has been nice. Suzanne, anybody else have anything else to share? Oh, we have them at the libraries as well. That's good.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Well, I want to thank you for inviting me, and I'm so happy that I won the Most Ironic Mask Award. It's probably the first time I've won anything in my whole life, so I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that win. It made me feel really good. So thanks for having the opportunity to engage, and I was very happy to do it.
Yeah, it was a fun exhibit. Thanks for submitting things to all of our people in the exhibit, and people here talking about mask wearing. It's been a fun little discussion. And Beth's posted the survey in the chat if you can take that. We'll have our next program in March around Women's History Month. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you all. Have a good Monday afternoon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.